In the Parshah of Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah, we recount our matriarch's passing, her funeral, and the years of her life. Instead of simply saying Sarah lived 127 years, the Torah breaks down the years of her life digit by digit. And the years of Sarah's life were 100 years and 20 years and 7 years. Why is it so elongated when the Torah wastes no words? So the commentator Rashi suggests that this hints to how the years of Sarah's life were shavin l'taiva, equal in goodness. Sarah, you see, endured 10 great trials with her husband. They had no permanent home but were nomads. When every day of Sarah's life brought new changes and challenges, nothing was stable or permanent. It seems ludicrous to say all of her days were equally good. How is this possible? Beyond a natural daily mundane routine or habit, there had to be something that connected all of her days, a common thread, a unifying factor, a sense of purpose that motivated her and was her focus and remained consistent in whatever circumstances she found herself. This objective was to create a dira b'tachtainim, a dwelling place for God in her life and in this world where he's comfortable, where he's welcome, where his presence can be tangibly felt. The three primary ways in which Sarah Imenu accomplished this was through the three mitzvot, especially charged to Jewish women. And for her commitment to each, God rewarded her with a corresponding miracle. For the mitzvah of lighting Shabbos candles, every week when Sarah struck her match, God sustained that flame to burn from one Friday to the next. When Sarah took challah, a portion from her dough set aside as an offering to God, to acknowledge the source of it all, God put a blessing in her dough. And for her observance of family purity and the laws of modesty, to create a holy home where God is part of the family relationships, he brought down a cloud of his Shekhinah, his divine presence, that hung over and protected their home. How do we recreate the miracles of Sarah's tent in our own lives today? Here's the first essential step: the spiritual legacy that our ancestors demonstrated and are passing on the strength to us to emulate them today. You see, Sarah and Avram had to pitch the tent themselves, their contribution to the physical shelter. And then God brought down his cloud as additional spiritual protection from above. Sarah made that dough and took that challah, that olive-sized portion off, and Hashem put the blessing into the dough. Sarah struck her match every Erev Shabbos, but it was Hashem who sustained that flame from one week to the next. Do you see the pattern here? We must invest our own action and effort into fulfilling God's mitzvot, to create the vessel to draw his presence down in a revealed way in this world. We are partners with Hashem in creation. We are the catalyst, and then Hashem brings down his blessings and light to fulfill his mission that we are working together in. And Hashem's blessing even exceeds our contribution. When we unite together with Hashem to fulfill his vision for this universe, we accomplish infinitely more than we ever could on our own. So that's the first essential step. We do our part and Hashem does the rest. It might even start with a small action on our part. And now to delve into each of the mitzvot a little more specifically. Our service of Hashem and each life experience, which is included in our service of Hashem, every act and experience in our life is meant to be elevated and to express his will and to draw us closer to him. So that all is divided into two general categories: inward and outward, or surrounding. Panimi, and Makif. There is a verse in the first paragraph of the Shema prayer, V'ahavta, that we are to love God with all of our hearts, all of our souls, and all of our being. V'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'aydecha. V'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, with all our hearts and all our souls, corresponds to those aspects of our service that are of an inward nature. And this corresponds to the mitzvah of challah, something we take in that nourishes us, something we digest, internalize, contemplate, grasp, master. It could be Torah lessons we learn, or meditating on the greatness of God, for example. Then there are those aspects of our service in which we much go beyond ourselves, break our personal comfort zones and natural limitations. Something we thought we never had it within us to do, but we are tapping into a strength beyond ourselves to do what God needs of us, even when it's difficult, even when it goes beyond our rational faculties. This is the me'aydecha, with all of our being. Because we are people, we have natural tendencies and limitations, the Adam, the person, the human. But when we go beyond that, we rearrange that into me'aydecha. Adam and me'ayd have the same names, but we break our mold and serve Hashem with all we've got. We tap into that higher strength, attach ourselves to that higher vision, and that is like the cloud that surrounded Sarah's tent. I believe that both of these mitzvot, the challah and the cloud, focus more on the dynamic of doing, while the mitzvah of lighting Shabbos candles, while it's also an act, emphasizes more the dynamic of being. Because when you light a candle in a dark room, are you changing your surroundings? Everything that you see now, thanks to the clarity of the candle, is there just as it was before you lit the candle. You're just revealing what's already there by being the light. Be authentic to your inner self. Be cognizant of the oneness of the universe within Hashem. Be truthful, be kind, be courageous. Be the light. And then after the being, the doing will naturally follow. When we do our part, we tell Hashem, it's now your turn. We're striking the match. You bring on the ultimate light of Mashiach, when your presence will be revealed in the world and there will only be revealed light. May that day be now. Shabbat Shalom.